charging us more for vegan milk? When will you stop raking in huge profits while customers, animals, and the environment suffer? When will you stop penalizing people for their ethnicity or their morals? The senseless upcharge hurts animals.
Cows don't want to be exploited.
Just like us.
Cows don't want to be separated from their babies.
Just like us. Well, they can't move.
Well, then we're going to be getting them removed. We're going to have somebody come remove them, and then unfortunately, they cannot be doing that. So, in the meantime, you guys go outside, and then we'll get somebody here to remove them.
That was actor James Cromwell and a few other protesters at a Manhattan Starbucks, I believe. And he super glued his hand to the counter as they were protesting this upcharge for vegan milk. I'm not sure if there's other versions of it, but they did go through the process. As you saw, the police eventually showed up. They stepped outside, but they wanted to make sure the Starbucks knew they were upset about this upcharge for people and their beliefs and their hope for animal rights. I love animal rights. The super gluing yourself to basketball courts and counters of Starbucks is where I think I draw the line. Let's look at a picture of him doing it as he read that declaration there really fast. Just the screenshot there, and the shirt says "Free the animals." I agree with that as well. Farron, you're gonna have to save me, but let's get through a few details here. Appearing on a Facebook live stream, the Secession star, who's 82 years old, rattled off facts about the cons of producing dairy milk from cows as he remained stuck to the Midtown Manhattan shop's counter alongside other PETA members. Despite advocating for inclusivity, Starbucks, quote, still discriminates against those who can't have dairy by making customers, quote, pay more for vegan options such as almond milk and oat milk, is what Cromwell also claimed. I don't want to talk about what he talked to those baristas about because that did happen, but I want to get to the crux of this really fast first, Farron. So you can jump in anytime you want. But my first thought here is, don't go to Starbucks, or go to the Whole Foods down the street, go to the Trader Joe's down the street. I don't know what else is in Manhattan, but in LA we have these Ralphs, and they also have oat milk and almond milk there too. They have this stuff called coffee, and then you can buy this machine and make it. After you make that coffee, you can put your oat milk and almond milk in there and go, I'm so glad I'm not continuing to contribute to the exploitation of animals, which again, I agree with. But why does this have to be something you run up in Starbucks and tell them, you gotta lower your prices because folks like us can't afford to pay for oat and almond milk? Well, oat and almond milk, that's the problem you should take up with them, because that's also expensive at the grocery store too. Again, I've been changed from being like a cow's milk drinking person or thinking that that's actually the best thing for us as a kid growing up in the middle of the country in the 80s and 90s, right? I get it. But why is this the objective here now?
Well, and Starbucks did, excuse me, they dropped the 70-cent charge over in the UK. They have not dropped it here in the United States. So clearly it is something they're able to do. Mm-hmm. So, okay, if you want to raise awareness of that and say, listen, they dropped it over there, they could drop it for us. All of this is corporate greed. You can do that obviously without gluing your hand to the counter, but if you want to make the statement, I understand that as well. So yes, it does appear that this is not necessarily a cost issue for the company. I could understand honestly if they said, well, listen, we have to pay twice as much for the almond milk, the oat milk, and these things than regular milk. So of course there would be an upcharge. Just like if you order a pizza and you want something special on it, it's going to cost a little more because those are premium ingredients. But clearly that's not necessarily the case with Starbucks, so they could do it. All right, so I get all that, 100%, totally understandable. At the same time, I do have the same question. Just go somewhere else, right? I mean, just not Starbucks. I mean, if there's one thing there's not a shortage of here in the United States, it's coffee shops, okay? If you don't want to go to Starbucks, I mean, you probably could walk 3 or 4 doors down and you're gonna find coffee. You're gonna get what you want. Or like you said, you can make this stuff at home. That's not illegal. You can do that, folks. I do it every day. It is wonderful.
I would encourage it.
Yeah, actually, I'm not a cream drinker at all, so I don't put any of that in there. I'm just a black coffee guy. But I get it. I understand you do want to protect the animals, yes, but you also have to not make a spectacle of yourself when that draws away from what it is the point you're trying to make. Because this story is now James Cromwell, oh wow, this big actor, he's doing this thing. And it totally overrides whatever message it is he was trying to make for most people. And so that's, that's part of the problem too.
And maybe it's one of the attention, and here comes the attention. I get it. You know what? It annoys me when I go to Subway or Jersey Mike's, and I want some extra cheese, and they're like, oh, that'd be an extra $1. It's like, damn it. I saw the guy in front of me say no cheese. Can I get his cheese? Because if he asked for it, you'd have given it to him normally for free. Can I get his extra cheese? So should I stop going to Subway? Well, maybe I should for other reasons.